If you're just starting out with your LSAT prep, it might be hard to know where to begin because there's nearly 100 released exams and tons of different prep books out there, and you're not sure what's good, where to start, where to dive in. And so I wanted to share with you some resources that will help you get a plan of attack so you can actually work through the problems systematically and get the most out of the work that you're doing. So to start with, there is one free exam on LSAT's website. It's the June 2007 LSAT. If you just Google it, you'll find it. I'll also include a link in the notes for this episode. You could start there. If you just want to get a sense of what the LSAT involves, what is contained on it, you can actually see some real logic games and logical reasoning questions and reading comprehension questions, and you can score yourself. I wouldn't take a diagnostic, though. I wouldn't treat it as a diagnostic because it'll only tell you what you already know, which is that you don't know the LSAT yet. You'll probably get a score you're not very happy with. I certainly did. I started off in the low 150s, and very gradually, over what ended up being an entire year, I brought my score up to a 175. But those scores in the low 150s, I didn't feel very good about them because I thought I was going to go to a top 14, and that LSAT score was a big obstacle blocking my path. So having a plan of attack would have made things a lot easier for me, and that's what I want to give you. So you got the June 07 LSAT. You could just take it untimed, no stakes. Don't take your score seriously, but just take that as a starting point to give you a sense of what the LSAT involves. Whether you do that or not, though, doesn't really matter. I'm just putting it out there because people do want typically to do some diagnostic of some sort, and maybe if your score improves later, you can feel good about the score increase. So that's a nice benefit, I suppose. But really what you want to do is you want to do LSAT questions by type, build your foundation first. When you're looking at nearly 100 released exams, it's all a big mishmash and you never really know what you're going to see next. It's kind of like they're throwing one thing after another at you. When really, there is a method to the madness, there is a system. They're just scrambling everything up for you. And so what I've done is I've unscrambled it. I've laid it out systematically, question type by question type, section by section. And so that's what I'm going to show you right now. On my website, you click the free stuff tab at the top. You'll scroll down a bit and you'll see this LSAT question categorizations and analysis. You click that, you'll end up going to another page where I've laid out for all the sections of the exam, games, reasoning, reading comp, and there's plenty there to read through, especially the test equating stuff, how they make the exam. I went pretty in depth on those articles if you want to get into the nerdy stuff there. But really, what I want to call your attention to now is the logic games categorizations. So you can see I've broken them down by type, ordering games, grouping games, combination games. I've done it for the vast majority of exams out there. And so that's a good starting point. For logical reasoning, I've got the same thing, very detailed breakdowns of logical reasoning questions by type. And then finally, reading comprehension, passages categorized by topic. And not just humanities, natural sciences, social sciences. I actually got more into depth in terms of objectivism versus subjectivism, or economics, or art, or philosophy. Whatever your most hated topic is, I've grouped those passages by topic so you can actually focus on them and turn a weakness into a strength through increased familiarity with those topics. So you want to do the questions by type for each section. Once again, we've got games by type, reasoning by type, and then reading comprehension by type as well. So you click each of those links, you'll get the categorizations for each of those. Then you're going to do questions as individual timed sections. So you've done games by type. Now you're just going to do an individual timed section of games where they're all scrambled up. You'll do the same for logical reasoning. You'll do the same for reading comprehension. Then beyond that, you'll do full-length timed exams. And of course, there's many, many released ones. There's nearly 100 released. There's 86 that are numbered at the moment. Then there's the lettered ones, A, B, and C, C2, Feb 97, and June 07. So you've got all the various, released exams out there. There are only 4 sections though, not 5, because of course they're not giving you the experimental. They're saving that for a future test date. So you've got to take another exam and splice it in as your experimental. So let's say you want to do exams 83, 84, 85, and 86 as full-length timed exams on 4 consecutive weeks. You could then take exam 82 and cut that into 4 different parts, the 4 sections, and take one section from 82 and splice it into each of exams 83, 84, 85, 86. So you're doing exam 83 plus one section of exam 82. You're doing exam 84 plus the second section of exam 82, and so on. And then later, you can tabulate or score your results for exam 82 separately to see what your results might have been had you done it as a full-length timed exam. But I'm always hearing from students after the exam, why was my score lower on test day when I was doing better on practice? And I'm asking them, well, were you doing 4 sections or 5? Doing 4 sections is much easier than doing 5. Endurance is a real factor here. There's accuracy, which is the first phase, doing questions untimed by type. Then there's pacing, doing individual timed sections, and finally endurance with the full-length 5 section exams. But doing them as 5 sections, not 4, is really important. You want to make sure that you're simulating the exam as closely as possible to what it'll be on test day. And then you also want to do whatever you can to mitigate nerves and anxiety, maybe mindfulness meditation, maybe yoga, maybe taking a hot bath, whatever helps you relax. Of course, you may notice that as you do these exams, these practice tests, that they do not come with explanations. LSAT does not tell you why questions are right or wrong. They only give you the answer key. And so I've written explanations for over 1,000 LSAT questions, and I have them listed on my website. They tell you why the wrong answers are wrong, why the right answers are right, detailed walkthroughs for every single answer choice for the vast majority of exams. And so I've got them here. They're covering exams mostly 19 through 77, but some of the more recent ones as well. So plenty of resources here. You can find this page by going to the books page on my website. And there's the LSAT prep test explanations right there. You can click that. The books tab is at the top there. Another thing I want to talk about is study schedules, because of course there are all these resources, and I've walked you through how to do questions by type, how to do timed exams and full-length tests, but you might be wondering more specifically, which problems do I complete? When do I do everything? How do I budget my time? How do I work through things systematically? And so I've got on my site both week-by-week study plans and day-by-day study plans. The week-by-week ones are free. They go from 1 month to 7 months. I also have day-by-day study plans for 1 month through 7 months. I also have retake schedules. And so those are some other things you can check out as well. You can find them once again by going to the books tab on my website and then clicking day-by-day study schedules right there. So that's another thing to check out. So that's my general overview if you're starting off with LSAT prep from scratch. I hope you found it helpful. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or need anything at all. I'm a real person. I'm happy to help you however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.